I'm gonna make a prediction that a percentage of people who will watch my street interviews and my philosophy, sociology videos will make assumptions on my political views, and I will not be surprised if I get attacked being perceived as far left or far right or anarchist or communist or capitalist. So, to address the elephant in the room before the elephant enters the room, I'm gonna come clear and tell you everything about my current political opinions, at least on hot topics in English-speaking countries. But I hope, even if you agree completely or disagree completely with me on many of those points, that you wouldn't judge my other points tinted positively or negatively just because you want to celebrate for something you agree with me or to crucify me for something you disagree with me. We can have separate conversations and agree and disagree respectfully, but I don't want fanboys, I don't want haters. I know I'm gonna get both. I can still say I don't like you if you're a fanatic fanboy or a fanatic hater. I don't respect that attitude. Anyway, I'm gonna use Tim Urban's checklist of left-wing talking points and right-wing talking points from his book, What is Our Problem? I absolutely recommend his book and his blog posts. Of course, Tim Urban is a legend of communication of difficult sociological, political, psychological, and scientific topics. And using those two checklists as reference, I'm gonna position myself, I'm gonna tell you my opinion on each of the points. Pro-choice and pro-life refer to abortion. Of course, I am a man and I cannot get pregnant, but I absolutely can have an opinion about abortion because I'm a human being. There is human beings in the belly and women are also human beings. So I don't buy the argument you cannot have an opinion if you are not a woman, but I can also understand that women's opinions may be more informed and even more relevant regarding abortion. Nonetheless, understanding how painful psychologically can be to abort a baby, I do hold the opinion that abortion is a horrible thing and should be perceived as such and should not be celebrated, but sometimes we have to do horrible things because life is even more horrible if we don't do them. So I think on this topic I'm more to the conservative side, even if their talking points can be very unscientific. But I'm pro discouraging abortion and socially perceiving it as something to really avoid, but legally being able to do it after we justify first to ourselves and then maybe to the legal system or the doctor that, you know what, this is really important that I abort this fetus or baby because my life and her life will be a disaster if they were to be born. Obamacare good, Obamacare bad. I don't know much about Obamacare, but I know it's leaning toward a free public healthcare plan. And I absolutely know that generally, as far as healthcare goes, I think there is very, very good reasons to be state regulated and mostly free with obligatory insurance. Something like what we have here in Germany. If you have strong disagreement on any of these points and you respectfully comment, I'm more than happy to debate. United States bad, United States good. USA, well, when we see how many other countries in the world operate, United States seems to be pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, I never had a very strong nationalistic instinct, even for my own country, Greece, but USA has tons of problems, but I don't even like the idea that the country is a bad country. What does that even mean? And we better support and be to some extent proud or even better supportive of the country we live in because we live in that country. It better be good. Guns kill people, people kill people. Let me make this a bit easier for me. I'm gonna use check marks. Guns kill people. Guns kill people. We are emotional, irrational, stupid human beings. Okay? I can trust myself 99.9999% of the time with a gun. And I don't have very violent instincts, and any violent instincts that come, I can control them and suppress them. But even I, as a very level-headed person, would not trust myself with a gun all the time within arm's reach. Now, I've heard all the arguments supporting guns, And the circumstances are quite complicated in the States that a lot of people already have guns. But in the 21st century, it would be safer not to allow gun ownership except in extreme cases. In the first place, that's my opinion. Capitalism unfair, capitalism fair. This is economics and sociology. There is no single fair system because unfairness occurs naturally. So I'm gonna tell you two very important things that I can elaborate in a future video, or at least two problems that I have identified very clearly. I'm not an economist, but I understand that the compounding effect that makes the rich richer is inherently unfair and it needs to be capped and regulated in some effective way. And that's also true for the race to the bottom, as you will see. So if you use the words fair and unfair, I would say somewhere in the middle because I don't think there is something better than intelligently and ethically regulated capitalism, or I haven't seen something that looks more efficient. Immigration good, immigration scary. Well, it depends on what you do with the immigrants that come in. Overall, I would say good. But if the world was a better place in other countries too, immigration would be more interesting and healthy. Tax cuts bad, tax cuts good. Again, Team Urban deliberately oversimplifies the extreme points. Any reasonable educated person would have an opinion somewhere between. Nonetheless, my general opinion about taxation is that the most important about the taxation system is to minimize tax evasion opportunities either through socially acceptable illegal ways like bribes or through loopholes. So most Western style taxation systems would be working better if we not allow super wealthy people to get away with loopholes as opposed to trying to set the exact percentage and try to find what is fair. Again, I'm somewhere in the middle. Climate change awful, climate change overblown. Well, there is a very sneaky game being played on climate change, which is of course a legitimate concern. And the biggest mistake I see people doing when they talk about climate change is that they completely disregard the discussion about energy and the global discussion about climate change and energy. So only India and China have 3 billion people, right? 2.8. And these countries are developing rapidly, and it's just an example. I would say we can only address climate change in a global way. I'm not saying it's bad to recycle because it's an attitude, it's more like a good habit, and it can be a trend that will be adopted by the poorer countries getting wealthier. And they like to copy America and Europe, like, oh, what do they do in Europe? The wealthy people, they recycle. Okay, let's do that. So in terms of setting a trend, it's good, but in terms of actually combating climate change in a way that doesn't kill millions of people for the sake of a prevention of a future hypothetical apocalyptic scenario, somewhere between. White supremacy worse than terrorism, terrorism worse than white supremacy. Absolutely, terrorism is worse, and we see new forms of ideology that ages toward terrorism. Raise minimum wage, don't raise minimum wage. Here I go blue, whatever that means, because again, race to the bottom is one of the ugly natural consequences of a free market, and not everything natural is good. So we can impose some unnatural control by increasing tax to the highest income to control for compounding effects, and by having a minimum wage which is viable to control for race to the bottom phenomena. But everywhere in the middle, I think capitalism is good and free markets. Palestinians good, Palestinians bad. Actually, I have met and interacted with many Palestinians as well as Israelis, by the way, and they're just fine. They're people like everybody. Racism getting worse, racism getting better. So globally, racism is decreasing, I would guess. It's an educated guess. In the West, we have new racism against white people, we have the old racism, and we have something intermediate which some people call racism and some people do not. And it is to avoid people of a particular color because you feel uncomfortable with them because you're correct to feel uncomfortable. For example, I have a friend, a white friend, who says, I am hesitant to talk with black people because I'm scared that I might say something that will offend them. And I don't feel racist, I just don't want to offend them and embarrass myself, so I avoid them. And this is absolutely terrifying, I would say, because the attempt to be less racist has created well-meaning, non-racist white people avoiding black people, and vice versa. Some black people have been educated to feel oppressed and uncomfortable in front of white people. So in the West, racism might actually be getting worse, but globally it might be getting better. I'll just put this check in the middle. So in the end, look how balanced this is. If I do binary left-right, I have 1 right, 2 right, 3 right, 1 left, 2 left, 3 left, 4 left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle. So if you had the hope, the wish that I was leaning left, I have to disappoint you. If you had the hope and the wish that I was leaning right, I would have to disappoint you. I'm pretty sure you disagree with many of the things I said, and I'm pretty sure that I don't understand any of these topics deeply enough to be very, very confident about my opinion. So I may be wrong. I'm most likely wrong in most of these topics, but guess what? You are most likely wrong too. And it's possible that you are more wrong than me in some of these topics, and it's possible that I'm more wrong than you in other. Nonetheless, if you make an assumption about my politics, my political views, and post it in one of my other videos, I may have responded to you, linking you to this video. So I come clear about my political views, but I also encourage you to not mind it so much and just take my other points, my other analysis, my other invitations for deliberation and discussion for what they are, and not tint them by who you think I may be politically, because I believe it's not productive at all to act this way. Thank you for watching this first video addressing the elephant in the room before the elephant enters the room, and see you in the next one.